quite well. We did a good time in the Loldia stage. Then when we came to Kedong, I think 10 kilometers to the end, we had a puncture, which was unfortunate. We stopped to change the puncture. Then when we came back 5 kilometers towards the end, the car overheated and went on safe mode, so we lost a lot of time. But we're happy to be here and finish the rally. Oh, yesterday after the first Istanbul stage, we had a very, very good time. We were third fastest. We were pushing with Karan and Leroy Gomez just to try and put the pressure on them. Unfortunately, we broke our sump guard, and then the next Elementator stage, it completely came off and damaged the radiator and lots of things on the front. Then we crawled to Sleeping Warrior. We came back here, but when we were trying to fix the car, the damage was too much and we were time bad. Yeah, it was a very good event, ARC. It was a bit rough than what we expected. We thought it was going to be a little bit smoother, but very challenging, well organized, lots of marshals, lots of markings. Safety was top shape, so really commend them on a very good job that they did.
Unfortunately, yesterday, 6 kilometers into the first stage, the center diff packed up, so we were driving on full lock. We managed to get to service, but there wasn't enough time to change it. So today we continued. Wasn't the best start to the rally, but I mean today we proved ourselves doing the fastest stage time in Loldia. Wasn't easy against the R5s, but it was good. Kedong, we lost second and fourth gear, about 12 kilometers in, but still it was good. Third fastest stage time, I can't complain. The competition has been very fierce, even from my teammates and so on. But the organization and the smoothness of the event was incredible. There was very good logistics, and they had sorted everything out. We didn't need to think about anything. So well done to the team for holding the ARC here, the Equator Rally. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. We're looking forward to Pearl now. So let's hope we can be back in the Ford.
Yeah, yesterday we had the rear axle come off. Like the whole hub on the right side of the car was off. And so we had to retire the stages in Sleeping Warrior. We couldn't make second pass, but we managed to put a whole new set on the car, and everything seemed to run smoothly today for Super Rally, so it went well. It's hard in a two-wheel drive. You don't have the power, especially in these rough sections, that you need with the four-wheel drive, you know, that can push you forward. That's where they're taking a lot of time off us. But no, I'm certain it was a good drive, and it's a shame the car broke on the first day. I think we could have placed a lot higher, but yeah, to even get the two-wheel drive through that kind of terrain is an accomplishment in itself. So I'm glad. Plan for the future, we're not sure as of yet, but we're in talks with M Sport, and we're looking to move towards European rallies as well. In the European Rally Championship, we're also dealing with the ARC. We're contemplating competing the rest of the rallies for the ARC. So it's all over the place for now, but as we'll have a team meeting and come to a conclusion soon enough.
So yesterday in stage 1, we went through quite a few rough sections where the rocks were quite many and big. So when we hit all of them, we broke some bolts in the cross member and our prop shaft, which all fell off basically. So our day was done at that point. So we returned back here, fixed everything again, and started again today with penalties. Yes.
So how is it today?
Today went well enough for a broken car. We finished the first stage well, and also Kedong, we managed to finish it. Actually, to be honest, we've tried Kedong for the last 12 years. Today is the first time in 12 years we finished it. So we're quite happy with ourselves. But the stages were good, flowing. God has blessed this part of the country with fresh sand, so I can't really complain about it, but learn how to deal with it. I would say that the KMSF and the Safari Rally project have done extremely well in this ARC. We were quite happy with the marshals, with the organizers, all the different positions. In the stages, they were well marked, well manned, so it was quite good, quite safe, and I would really give them a big thumbs up for this year's ARC.
It's been a very tough rally. Hot temperatures, rough terrain, many rocks, a lot of deep sand. So I'd say for the 3 days I tried my best to what I've gotten and what I've achieved, so I'm happy with that. Well, I moved from bikes because I had done it for a long time, from the time I was 10 years old to the time I was 20 years old. So that whole time competing, I learned everything I could learn. And when I got to 20, I had to go to university. So the group I was with, I wouldn't say that we left each other, but we all went to university. So by the time we came back, the interest was a bit low, so I decided to try something new. Because I did my first rally ever during the WRC, which I finished 23rd out of all the finishers. And each rally since I've been improving each position, so I'm happy with that. That is the plan if we get the sponsors on board. So I'm currently looking for sponsors out there who want to sponsor. So that's what I'm looking for. And with the sponsor, I'll maybe upgrade to a new car. I'm the only driver really. I need more people to compete with. I don't need to compete with people like Ceremonial. I don't need to compete with
you can share
men,
your car with them.
so they can come and we can make a team. And we'll all go up with them. Yeah, so they should come out.
Yeah, okay. Yesterday was really good. I think we finished the day second, so we must have had the second best day. We just stayed out of trouble and climbed up the order. Today was a bit more difficult. We started off with we picked up a penalty for a small error when we checked out of service 1 minute early. That was just a mistake, and the penalty flat is quite big. 1 minute, a 1 minute penalty. So by the time we did Loldia and Kedong, the two guys behind were still within our minute. So when the penalty was applied, they jumped up, and I dropped down to fourth. But the stages were good. Kedong was good. We just unfortunately there's a diversion where the ruts were too deep, and I took the wrong turn, so I lost easily 10 seconds there, and I overshot another corner later in the stage, another 10 seconds, 15 maybe, and I missed out on the podium by 5 seconds. So all things considered, I mean, it's just back and forth, but all of that will pass away. But I gained a lot of experience. I enjoyed my time in the car. Just a lot of points for improvement, a lot of points for, oh, this works, that doesn't. That's what it's all about. You find out what works, you find out what doesn't work, and then you apply it the next time. So we'll just keep pushing, we'll keep working hard, setting up the car, improving on my driving styles, and hopefully when we come to Tanzania, you can show your drivers a thing or two. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to test the car. There's so many things I would like to try out. Suspension settings, just alignment, stuff like that. Just, a car can come and be good, but it can always be better. And every terrain is different. What we work with here will not work on smoother roads, or will not work in a different country's terrain. So I don't know when. Maybe the next event is in a month. The next ARC event in Uganda. So hopefully we'll be able to do some setup work, some practice. Just keep fit on my side. That's the biggest thing, so we don't lose concentration. It's not like we won't be able to drive the car, but just small lapses can have very big consequences. So just keep on top of things and do my bit as a driver, and leave the team to do their bit. But a bit of practice and testing would go a long way. Technical issues. Okay, we had punctures, but luckily our punctures only came towards the end of the stage. So literally, once we've crossed the line is when we realized we had a puncture. So that's it. But I would say the driving bit was very technical, because some of the stages were very, very twisty. So if you miss notes, and there's tree roots, there's ditches, there's small jumps. But luckily the car was completely fine. Just a bit of tracking to the left with the steering wheel, but we didn't have any issues, which is what helped us survive. And that's what you need here. And that will be the same for safari. There's a lot of situations where you can ruin your rally. So it's just about being smart and wise and how to approach it.
Siku ya leo imeweza kumalizika na imemalizika vizuri kwa gari 12 ambazo ndizo zilianza. Actually zilikuwa gari 14 zilianza, lakini kwa bahati mbaya gari 12 ndizo ambazo zimefanikiwa kumaliza. Kumbuka kwamba tupo hapa nchini Kenya tukijaribu kufuatilia mashindano ya Africa Rally Championship, yanajulikana kama Equator Rally nchini Kenya au 2022 Equator Rally Kenya. Mzunguko huu ni mzunguko wa pili na leo ndio tumefikia mwisho wa mashindano haya ambayo ilianza magari 19 na magari 12 ndio wamefanikiwa kumaliza. Wakati nafasi ya kwanza ikienda kwa Karan Patel akiwa na lead nzuri tu ya dakika 3 different.
It's a challenging event. It's not for the faint-hearted. The cars have to be up to standard, so we don't take anything for granted. We're happy. There's a lot of work that's gone into the preparation of the car, so it's not only the two of us that have succeeded today, it's the team as a whole and all the cars that are finished. They've all done a good job with preparation and then driving too.
Nafasi ya pili ikaenda kwa Leroy Gomes kutoka nchini Zambia ambaye yeye bado ana lead pamoja na kwamba ameshika nafasi ya pili kutokana na rally ile ya Ivory Coast.
Karen's an amazing driver. You can never take that away. He's the current flag bearer for Kenyan driving and he's setting the standard up there. But I'd just like to thank everyone who organized this event, amazing event, the marshals, the time controllers, amazing job. I think everything was on point and the whole organizing Kenya as a nation. Thank you for bringing the WRC back to Africa. We all feel like we, as Africans, and it's us involved in all of this. So we thank you for setting the standard up there. All sponsors, our sponsors, we thank you so much. And families have welcomed us. The Patels welcomed us very well. We thank you so much. The Rise as well really helped us out here. So we thank you all so much. And Alfair as well. Guys, we feel like we're at home here in Kenya. We thank you so much.
Nafasi ya 3 imekwenda kwa Jasmine Chana, nafasi ya 4 imekwenda kwa Jeremy Wahome, nafasi ya 5 imekwenda kwa Giancarlo Davite. Matete,
yes, sir.
Ilikuwa ni siku nyepesi naweza kusema, lakini ilikuwa ni siku ngumu pia kwa baadhi ya madereva. Stage 2 ambazo zimechezwa kwa siku ya leo, stage ya Lodia pamoja na ya Kedong.
Yes, ilikuwa ni siku fupi sana, lakini siku moja ya moto sana kwa sababu faida au hasara za hizo stage zilikuwa zinajulikana na watu walikuwa kwenye maumivu makubwa sana kwa siku ambayo ya jana iliyoisha. Baada ya service kuna watu gari zilikubali kidogo, kuna wengine bado gari zilikataa. Kwa hiyo tuka expect wangeanza siku ya pili, lakini nao ikawa hivyo hivyo. Kwa hiyo unaweza kuona jinsi gani watu
kumbuka kwamba gari 7 ndio zilimaliza.
Yes,
nyingine zilikuwa ziko ICU.
Nyingine zilikuwa ICU, zilipambana overnight kuhakikisha kwamba wanapata wana gari yao zinarudi katika mchezo. Na wengine walifanikiwa na wengine wamemaliza kupita katika zile stage 2 ambazo ni ngumu kweli kweli za Kedong na Lodia.
Tumeona jina la Akif likirudi R5, lakini hatimaye hakufanikiwa tena kutoboa. Inaonekana labda gari iliendelea kupata pressure kubwa, lakini pia Rajbaji ambaye alikuwa na tatizo la clutch katika ile LEG2 naye pia tukuweza kumuona katika stage. Hii huoni kama imepunguza ile pressure pale mbele?
Yes, hii imepunguza pressure kidogo, lakini sio sana kwa sababu wale watu tayari jana walikuwa katika situation mbaya. Labda tuseme Rajbaji katika ile Ford MK2 yake ndio at least, lakini bado tulikuwa tunamuona anaingia kwenye overnight holding anasukumwa. Hadi tukajiuliza kesho itakuwaje huyu mtu, na bahati mbaya imetokea. Lakini kwa Virani nafikiri jana alikuwa na issue ya pump, leo amepambana lakini bado matokeo hajapata. Kwa hiyo unaweza kuona haikuwa na mwanzo mzuri au mwisho mzuri kwa driver au wawili katika siku ya leo, lakini kuna watu wamefaidika kutokana na ile kuwa na Super Rally au kuwa na Rally 2 baada ya kuretire jana, including David na wengine ambao wamepanda Makrae huyo hadi wamekuja top 5 wengine. Kwa hiyo unaona kabisa jinsi gani wamepata advantage nzuri.
Beto iliyokuwepo kati ya Karan Patel na Leroy. Leo unaweza kumwona Karan amerelax, ana lead ya almost 3 minutes. Alikuwa apush vile ambavyo nilitegemea kuona kwamba angepush.
Yes, ni kweli kabisa. Karan ni aggressive driver, ni mtu ambaye unaona flamboyant. Yani tulikuwa tunasema ni leo kama dakika zingekuwa chache sana labda kitu kikubwa kingetokea, hatujui kipi, lakini sasa kwa kumaintain zile dakika 3 za jana na kazi maintain leo, basi unaona bila shaka ilikuwa ni kuonyesha kwamba ameshamachua, ameshaelewa nini anachotaka. Anachotaka yeye ni ushindi, sio kukimbiza au kuwin stage, kwa sababu mtu ambaye yuko nyuma pia naye alikuwa anajaribu kupambana naye kujaribu kukava, kwa sababu naye ndo anaongoza kwenye ARC. Kwa hiyo yeye akipata average point za 25 au 21 kwake ni alhamdulillah.
Kwenye betu ya ARC inaonekana bado changamoto ama ushindani unaonekana bado huko kutokana na vijana hawa WRC Junior Project. Wapo bado Jeremy, tunaweza kumuona ameingia katika top 5, lakini pia tunaweza kumuona Giancarlo pamoja na Amza Anwar leo ameweza pamoja na jana kupata issue, lakini leo unaweza kuona kwamba amelead stage ya Lodia, lakini ameshika position ya 3 katika stage ya Kedong.
Yes, ni kweli kabisa. Unaona kabisa kwamba kuwa na mwanzo mzuri, na hata gari aliyokuwa nayo unajua sasa hivi anatumia R4 ile ya kaka mkubwa. Kwa hiyo ameonyesha kitu fulani na amepata points ambazo zitaweza kumsaidia. Sasa tujajua kama atakuwa full committed kwenye ARC, then kwa Leroy pia itakuwa gumzo kwake, kwa sababu inabidi awe na consistency hiyo. Na je, wale watamfuata katika rally zijazo kama Uganda na kadhalika?
Nini unakiona kwenye organization, kwa maana ya kwamba kile ambacho tunakiona hapa, tumekwenda kwenye rally nyingi tu, lakini najaribu kuangalia the overall organization kwa event hii, na iangalia WRC ya mwaka jana na iangalia ARC ya mwaka huu hapa nchini Kenya. Organization zote hii ni kwamba nikwambie tu Michael, hii ni WRC ndogo. Hii ni WRC ndogo. Of course, sijawahi kuona organization ambayo imeenda perfect. Kila kitu kipo actually, kila kitu, hata time ambazo unazozipata unapata time katika real time. Yani akimaliza tu start wewe umeshapata time. Ni kitu kimoja ambacho unaona kwa organization hii au jamaa tuwape hongera zao, na inaonyesha kabisa full time commitment yao ya kwamba project ya WRC ambayo inaendelea wanastahili, na kwa kila mazingira ambayo yapo unaona kabisa ni walikuwa wamejipanga. Stage ni ngumu sana, stage zilikuwa ndefu sana, lakini wame-maintain katika safety ya hali ya juu, na unaweza kuona hata katika gari ya mwisho Mwangi alikuwa na shida sana, lakini tumeweza kuona kwa sababu alichelewa wakamclear na zero, wakamclear na 0-0, wakamclear na 0, hapo akapita, hapo akapiga na super. Hii sijawahi kuona kule kwingine babu. Kwanza hiyo super nyia ipo, unaambiwa tu bwana rally ishaisha tayari, watu wamefunga
wameondoka, lakini it was perfect, na nafikiri wataendelea hivyo na itatupa picha. Watu wengi wako hapa, FIA observers, kuna watu hata sisi wenyewe tumetoka mbali tuko hapa. Kuna kitu tutarudi nyumbani kwenda kuelezea, tuone jinsi gani tunaweza kufanya rally zetu zikawa bora. Hiyo inajumlisha pia na pake sponsors
package lazima imekaa vizuri, kwa sababu kile unachokiona hapa akiji tu hivi maandalizi na mipango mizuri, yani hii sio mchezo. Kwa hiyo tunahitaji numbers, tunahitaji sponsor waweze kuboost michezo. Kwa kumalizia, technical issues ambazo umeweza kuziobserve katika event hii kubwa ni nini?
Yes, technical issues zilikuwa kubwa 3. Cha kwanza, watu walikuwa na shida sana ya gearbox, clutch, pamoja na difu. Na hiyo yote ni nini? Hiyo yote ni stage zile ziko brutal sana, stage ambazo ni unforgiving, stage ambazo ni ngumu. Kwa hiyo kwa mfano kama kwenye ile fresh unahitaji kuengage gear ya chini zaidi ili kuweza kutoka. Kwa hiyo sasa pale unaweza kuta unamaliza clutch. Elementator stone ile nayo inavunja matairi, inapoa ina difu pia. Kwa hiyo hivyo ndo factors, ndo vitu ambavyo vimerudisha nyuma watu wengi. Hata ukiuliza hamna mtu ambaye amesema alipata pancha akakosa kumaliza, lakini difu, gearbox na clutch zilikuwa zinaisha kwao.
Naam, kwa ufupi tu hiki ndicho ambacho tumeweza kukunyambulia. Yapo mengi hapo utakuja kuyasikia na kuona stage hizi katika kipindi cha Racing Show. Endelea kuwa nasi, endelea kufuatilia Racing Show ujue ndani yake kuna vitu gani, sections zilikuwaje, mambo yalikuwaje huko ndani ya hizo section. Lakini kile ambacho tumekiona na mimi na Matete pamoja na Racing Show team ndicho ambacho tumekunyambulia tu kidogo, at least ujue katika Equator Rally hapa nchini Kenya nini ambacho kimefanyika. Kwa kukumbusha tu, podium ilikuwa ni nzuri, mambo yalikuwa ni mazuri. Karan Patel akiwa katika ardhi yake nyumbani, position ya kwanza. Leroy Gomes kutoka nchini Zambia. Nafasi ya pili Jasmine Chana akiwa na Ravi Chana nafasi ya tatu.
Hivyo bwana 1 2 3 ana 5
yani 40 alafu hivyo
tuna hivyo 10 pale chini.
Skoda
sana. Skoda Chali.
LEG2 was quite dusty, not rough, but very sandy. Loldai stage, about 13 k's into the stage, we had very steep hills with a lot of fish in them. You had to drive a bit carefully, maybe even put two wheels on the banks and drive, because if you go in the middle of the road, you'd get stuck. Kedong has always been the sting in the tail. It's a stage that you have to use your brains and not your foot. And basically, it had churned up a lot. Even starting at third position, we were feeling it. God knows what happened to the people behind us. Must have been worse for them. We had a small fight this morning with Jeremy. He was ahead of me as of yesterday night. So he beat me 15 seconds in the Loldai. And I think I covered up yesterday's time and this morning's time in the Kedong stage. So we ended up ahead of him. Well-organized event. I'm urging KCB to come back. We're missing them. Rallying is not the same without them. And more corporates to come in, support this sober sport. I mean, it's a sport that is a very friendly sport, where a lot of people meet each other. Come and support us. And us individual drivers, we need that support. I think we're having a bit of an issue because of what has just happened with COVID, and now Kenya is going into the general elections, so people are a bit tied down. Hopefully by middle of this year, let's see, people will start coming back in. And at general, I think the KMSF should sit down and also re-strategize something to bring these people back into the sport.
We had a flat tire yesterday, and we didn't hit any rock. We came around a right 3 a bit too aggressive, and we hit a rut. My rear tire really got stuck into the rut, and we debeaded. So it hit, and then we had a little bit of a slow puncture, but I could feel the back coming looser and looser, and the car was kicking out a bit. So we were going over some very rocky areas. We couldn't really stop there. Then we came down and had to look for a safe spot out of the way to stop where we stopped and change the tire. So we slowed down, so we lost a lot of time just because we slowed down, but then I think it took us over 3 minutes or probably 4 or 5 minutes to change the tire. No, look, so we had some fortune. Look, we had 3 minutes in 50 kilometers. We were shy of second place by 12 seconds after the 2 stages. But then, as luck would have it, competitor checked in 1 minute early, so had a time penalty. So we then were able to achieve second position overall. But it was a good chase down today. Look, here in Kenya, they've definitely set the bar at another level. I mean, look, they're running world-class standards operations. Every stage was well-manned, well-secured, well-marshaled. You had security, safety, and medical points throughout the whole stage. You had fire trucks at the start, ambulance at the start. I mean, it's another level of organization. I mean, you can say nothing ill about it. Brilliant event, brilliant organization. The government, the people on the ground, marshals, everyone, just all well-greased team, worked extremely well and very successful. I mean, I can't wait to see the WRC standard, because this already is higher than any standard we've seen in Africa for any of the ARC events that we've participated in. So they set the bar very, very high. Competition's good. I mean, look, we're lacking the really top drivers that, as I've called it, the change of guard is happening, and they're passing on the baton to the next generation. So they're still energetic, and they're not though, and they're brilliant drivers. But I mean, we didn't have them here with us. But still, you've got Karen Patel is definitely carrying the Kenya flag high. He's got great potential, amazing racer, amazing driver, amazing person. Period. So we're very, very grateful to race alongside him. And then the junior program that Kenya's launched, you see the potential. I mean, the next generation is coming up. And I've always looked at Kenya as having the best drivers in Africa. And it's largely due to the fact that they have such a vast variety of terrain to race on. that it molds them quite well. I mean, we started more conservative, then we realized, okay, the car can do a little bit more, and then we decided to start pushing. So it's interesting. I think we'll see a lot coming out of Kenya in the near future.
Yeah, again, as I have told others, we are self-sponsored. It's an expensive car to run, and where I don't need to push, I won't really push, because at the end of the day, I'm saving a lot of wear and tear on the car. The stages today are very loose, which means the more you push on such stages, the more you put a load on the diff, the center diff, the rear diff, the gearbox, everything overworks. So our strategy today was just avoid punches, have a clean drive, have the right lines, and not just put too much excess force on the back end of the car. So we managed, and that was the whole idea going into today, because I think we had a good cushion, although we extended the lead on Wahome, but yeah, we didn't lose by too many seconds. So yeah, we would have liked the stage win, but again, you have to choose what you want. So for us, we just wanted to finish, get to the end, and stay in our position number 1. No, technically, okay. I've never competed against Leroy, and I saw him as the main competition for me this event. Notwithstanding the other drivers, they're also fast, but he has R5, and he's currently the ARC leader in terms of points. So I wasn't sure of the pace that was required. So going into the rally, I was very nervous. After qualifying, I just realized that I realized the pace at which I can drive. So yes, we pushed yesterday a bit, and we got a good lead. We are thankful, because going into the second half of the day, we had a drive shaft issue. We lost a lot of time. We got a puncture front right, so it was just a difficult car to drive yesterday afternoon, and we had to nurse it back home, which we managed. So we lost a lot of time yesterday, but luckily we had enough buffer, so we were happy. No issues for us. I mean, everything's been working well. I think it's a bit fresh for some of the controllers. I think there's new controllers, new faces here around, so I think this is a good practice for everyone, for the drivers, for co-drivers, for marshallers, scrutineers. Everyone it's a good practice for them to know what to expect when WRC comes here, and so we have a flawless event. So it's good for Kenya. Yeah, so we're going to save the R5 for Uganda. We're going to probably use the Mitsubishi Evo 10 Group N car for the local championships in Kenya now, because I think it will keep us on our toes. Really have to push the car hard for the national events. We like the competition. We like to be on edge of losing control of the car and keeping it in control. So I think me and Tosif will go back to the Evo 10 for the national events, just to keep it more interesting.
Na mtazamaji wa Racing Show, na ndio tumefikia mwisho wa kipindi chetu na kambi yetu ambayo tumeweka hapa katika mji huu wa Naivasha, katika kaunti hii ya Nakuru. Tumekuwa hapa kwa siku 3 tukishuhudia mashindano haya ya 2022 ARC Equator Rally hapa nchini Kenya. Ni mashindano mazuri, tumeshuhudia gari ambazo zinaweza kumaliza. Nafasi ya kwanza imekwenda kwa Kanan Patel, nafasi ya pili imekwenda kwa Leroy Gomes, na nafasi ya 3 imekwenda kwa Ravi Chana. Tumeweza kuona kile ambacho kimeonekana katika stage. Kumbuka tu kwamba leo tulikuwa na stage 2, stage ile ya Lodaiga, Loldia, pamoja na ile stage ya Kedong. Mimi sina la ziada. Tumeweza kusikia madereva kile walichozungumza, lakini pia tumeweza kusikia wahusika wakuu, organization team, Kenya Motorsports Federation wanasema nini, lakini vile vile tumeweza kumsikia wadau wengine. Lakini yote kwa yote tumeweza kumsikia vile vile CEO akizungumza, akisema kile ambacho kimejiri ama kinaendelea katika tasnia ya mbio za magari. Tunahitaji kuona entry nyingi kutoka nje ya Kenya, kwa maana Uganda na Tanzania. Tanzania wananiangusha sana, ndugu zangu, mnaniangusha kuja kwenye event kubwa kama hii. Hapo ukifika ni moja kati ya event kubwa sana, na wewe mwenyewe utasema kweli umetoka kucheza rally. Kwa Watanzania wenzangu, John Kenya, mje kucheza rally, hasa zile event kubwa kama ARC. Niwashukuru wote, niwashukuru sana timu nzima Racing Show, lakini kipekee pia nimshukuru Atlantic Grease and Lubricant, na niwashukuru wadau wote kwa pamoja, hasa nyinyi mnaoenda kutuangalia. Lakini moja kwa moja niwashukuru sana Kenya Motorsports Federation kwa kazi kubwa walioifanya, organization team yote, kile ambacho kimefanyika hapa katika mashindano haya kwa siku tatu. It was fantastic. Nikuache tu na song hilo ambalo linasema jioni nayo tucheze twisti tufurahie vya Afrika. Mziki nao ni dawa nzuri ya kuyetuliza mawazo. Let's twist. Bouger, bouger,